All right, so once I solve for y, get it in y equals mx plus b, find the base. That's your y-intercept. Now let's look at this graph down here. So I want everybody looking at the graph, and I'm going to have to erase some of this so we can really see it. So I'm going to erase where we divided by 5 right there. If you look at the graph, where does it cross the y-axis? That's the y-intercept. Remember, a y-intercept is where it touches or crosses the y-axis. So what's the y-intercept of graph B? 8. So when it asks for what's the y-intercept of A, we're going to say -2. When it asks for what's the y-intercept of B, we're going to say 8. So I'm going to scroll down so y'all can see. The y-intercept of line A is -2. The y-intercept of line B is 8. Curtis, you with me, babe? All right, so therefore, I'm going to erase this so y'all can see what I'm doing. Therefore, A is what? Is -2, less than, greater than, or equal to 8? Less than. That's all you had to do. Does that help those of us that needed to see that one? Okay, y'all know me, so I need us to listen. Some of you do anyways, that really be paying attention. On tomorrow's quiz, it's going to look just like the review and just like your old homeworks. How many times have we had a problem like this? 3. So where do you think you're going to see it again tomorrow? On the quiz, yes. So we got to make sure we're okay with these on the quiz. Do we need to practice another one while we have it up? No, y'all feel okay? All right, I'm going to show you a shortcut today for y-intercepts and x-intercepts. All right, let's look at 5 and 6 because I still got some of y'all missing those. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. So number 5, write the equation of the line. Some of y'all put y equals 7. What does it go through? What axis is this line going through? X. So you should have written x equals 7. Remember my corniness. X has 2 legs. It's going to stand up. Or you can think about skiing. X marks the spot. If you go off a vertical cliff, kerplunk, splat, whatever kind of word you want to use. X. Okay? All right. I feel like we should be good. If it's vertical, it's x equals. Quit putting y. I was sad. I don't think it was many of y'all. Now this one says y equals. So everybody look. If it says y equals and there's no x's, it's just y equals a number, what kind of line is this going to be? Ooh, we took notes on it yesterday. All lines are straight lines. I'm not picking on you. You said it. Horizontal, I love him. Yes, horizontal. If it's y equals a number, it's going to be flat. Remember, y has 1 leg. So if he tries to walk across these halls, he's going to fall. So if it says y equals -1, I go to -1 on the y. Some of y'all went to the wrong spot. Go to the y-axis, find -1, and you would graph a flat line through it. A horizontal line. Some of y'all put your point in the right spot, and then you graphed a vertical line. Some of y'all put the point on the x-axis, even though it says y equals. So make sure you put it on the right axis, okay? So let's see. Probably this one, maybe.
Yeah, it kept getting on my nerves because it kept, like, no, it's not even funny. Like, oh, I'm getting so frustrated.
You were? I'm sorry. Yeah, so I think on the quiz tomorrow, there might be one where you have to plot 3 lines and draw it with a ruler. I'll check. So comparing lines and writing equations of lines is topic 13. All right, so we're going to do comparing lines first. So when I say comparing lines, we're going to be given 2 lines. They can give you a graph, an equation, or a table. And we're going to have to compare things about those 2 lines. So while y'all are writing, we've already been doing this on our Delta Math homeworks. I just want to give y'all an example in your notebook so that you can use it on your quiz tomorrow, okay? All right, so We're just going to start with an example. And then if y'all need me to write down any steps for you, we can do that. So what I want y'all to do is compare the X and Y intercepts of line A and line B. No, you don't have to write that unless you want to. You can shorten it, like you can just write what I'm about to write next. If you wanted, you could just write X and Y intercepts to keep it short. I'll help you out. Oh, well, that smeared it, but it's okay. You get the gist. X and Y intercepts. So let's say line A has the equation. I'm thinking of a good one. (4x plus 6y equals -12). And then let's say line B can be represented by this table I'm going to give y'all. I'm going to talk about the way we did this yesterday, but then you guys said you wanted a shortcut, right? Okay, so we'll come to the table in a minute because there's not really a shortcut with the table. You have to actually look in the table. So let's start with the equation. To find a y-intercept, we just did one like this when we went over that problem off the homework. So we covered y. You would move the 4x over and try to get y by itself, right? Lord Jesus. Are y'all with me? Yeah. Remember when we went over the homework, y'all told me to find a y-intercept. We could get it in y equals mx plus b and look at the base? That's the long way. So do you want to do it that way? No. I didn't think so. You can. If y'all like solving for y, by all means. I don't have my pencil. That's okay. I'm just going to show you. Don't write this unless you want to. You would draw your wall. Cover up the 6y, subtract the 4x over. Hopefully y'all know what I'm talking about. This is what we did yesterday, right? Some of y'all about to be mad at me because I made you do it the long way, but it's okay. You'll get over it. And then you would divide by what? Good job. Look at y'all. Okay, good. That's the long way. All right? Now, doing it that way, look at your base. What's the y-intercept going to be? What's -12 divided by 6? -2. So you can do it this way and you can find that base. Can I show you the shortcut? Terrence is like, yes, please. All right, look. I'm going to rewrite it down here. People at home, did anybody have any questions about how I got -2 the long way? Because you can do it that way if you like that way. Jasmine, Jayla, y'all have any questions? Shia? No. Okay. Shortcut way. So this is when you were trying to talk junk the other day and you were like, she showed me this. It is a shortcut way. You're not supposed to use it for graphing though. No, I said it doesn't work all the time because it doesn't. It works when you're finding intercepts. That's it. All right. A shortcut for intercepts. That's why I highlighted the word intercepts. Let's think about it. If it is a y-intercept, I asked y'all this yesterday, y'all didn't know the answer, so I hope you have started your cards and you're going to know the answer the second time. If it's a y-intercept, what should the x be? And nobody better say 1. It is not 1. 0. There we go. So everybody look. To find the y-intercept, what's the x supposed to be? Say it again. 0. So y'all, here's your shortcut. Go make the x 0. That just cancels out, right? Hello? If you make anything 0, it means it went away, right? Kiera, you with me, babe? So now you just got to solve what's left. How do you find y? Divide by, not 2.
6.
6. So Shia, check this out, boo. What's negative 12 divided by 6?
Negative 2.
Man, look how faster that was. The y-intercept is negative 2. You said you feel like the other way was easier? Then you do the other way. That's why I'm showing you 2 ways. You pick what you like. Hang on. You didn't know that this worked, or you're mad because I made you do all this yesterday? You'll get over it. It's fine. Now you got 2 ways to do it. You can check yourself. What's up, Jay? So the difference is just faster. Because all we're concerned about right now is the y-intercept. We'll find the x in a minute. I'll show you how to find the x. But to find the y-intercept, this is just faster. The x should be 0. So you can just divide the 6 to find what the y would be. It's just faster. There's really no difference. Now, before y'all start doing crazy mess, listen carefully. I pulled my mask down for a second for a reason. I need you to make eye contact. Hear the words coming out my mouth. See the words coming out my mouth. This is to find the intercepts. It is not to graph. To graph a line, you have to put it in what? Y equals mx plus b. If it's asking you to graph, you got to solve for y to graph because you need the base and you need to rise over run. So you have to do that this way. So I did show you that for a reason yesterday. If we're graphing, you got to get y by itself. So now let's try the shortcut again to find the x-intercept. So we're going to write it again. I hope y'all are writing this. This part you're supposed to be writing. Unless you don't like it. But you're going to have to do it for an x-intercept. So you might as well get used to it. This is the only way you can find an x-intercept. X-intercepts are a little trickier. All right, kiddos, to find an x-intercept, do not say 1. If it's an x-intercept, then what's going to be 0? The y. So look, y'all, for an x-intercept, and I'm going to write that right here, for an x-intercept, make your y term 0, which means it just goes away, right? So what are we left with if that just goes away? 4x equals what? Good. 4x equals negative 12. And y'all, how do I get x by itself? Not 2, divide by 4. There we go. He said 4. What's negative 12 divided by 4? So
Negative 3.
yes, so the x-intercept of line A is negative 3. That's okay. You're welcome for the shortcut anytime. Yes, ma'am. It's not going to be dumb. No question is dumb. To find the x-intercept from an equation, what do you go make 0? The y. To find a y-intercept, what do you go make 0? The x. Make the opposite one 0. If you're trying to find y, why would you go put 0 in for the y? That makes no sense. Please do not do that. My kids last semester were doing that, and I was like, what are you doing? The opposite one is 0. We wrote that down on Tuesday when we did our vocab, okay? Y'all feel okay with this? You can find me some intercepts? Good, I'm going to give you some to try in a second. Now, if they give you a table, Lord Jesus, Curtis, we like it when they give us a table for these. We like it. It's no work at all. All you got to do is read in the table. An x-intercept is where what will be 0? Y. Good, Kiara. So everybody look in your table. Do y'all see in the table where the y is 0? What's the x that goes with it? Negative 2. So for line B, the x-intercept is just negative 2. That's it. If it's a table, you look in the table. It's wherever the y is 0. So this one just happened to be the first one. Okay? So wherever the y is 0, that is the x-intercept. All right? Okay. Now, to find the y-intercept, are you paying attention? Okay. To find the y-intercept, what should be 0? The x. So do you guys see in the table where the x is 0? Where?
The top.
That boy said the top. Where the y is? Where the y is? 4. There you go. But you have to remember, it's the opposite one that should be 0. But that'll tell you where an intercept is. So if they asked us to compare these, so everybody listen. If they ask you to compare the x-intercepts, is A less than, greater than, or equal to the x-intercept of B? Less than, good am I? -3 is less than -2. Let's switch to our y's. Is the y-intercept of A less than, greater than, or equal to the y-intercept of B? Less than still. Very good. Does that make sense? Can I give y'all one to try before I add on? All right, you guys try this one. And then we'll go to writing equations. Y'all did really good with that. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me get this down, and then we can talk about it, okay? So same thing. I want you comparing x and y intercepts, okay? So I want you to find both. So let's say line A is, I'm going to give y'all a graph this time. Do we need a graph? I hope y'all know what an x and y intercept on a graph is. A graph, it's an x-intercept if it touches x. If it's a y-intercept, it touches y. Do I need to do one like that, or would y'all rather have a table? Okay, let's practice a table. I heard table from pretty much everybody. Kiara, you said table, right, babe? Okay. All right. All right, there's line A. It's represented by the table. And line B is going to be represented by this equation. All right, so I'm going to give y'all about 3 minutes, maybe 5. Let's start with 3 and see how y'all are doing. Find the x and y intercepts of A, find the x and y intercepts of B, and then we need to compare them, okay? Resume recording. Okay, the only spots I saw us messing up in, let's start with the table. A lot of you guys did this, which is fantastic. You circled. I love it. That looks great. Y'all are labeling them wrong. The 3 is underneath what? The y. So y'all, that's the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is 3. The 1 is underneath x. So remember, an x-intercept is where y is 0. So the x-intercept, where the y is 0, is at 1.
Good afternoon, Ms. Poole. I'm sorry to interrupt your class, but could you send Jaden Thompson down to attendance for checkout?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Love her. All right, 3-1. Can you wait just to check yours real fast, and then I'll let you scoot. So line B, are you guys okay if I do the zeros method? That's what I call it when you put the zeros in real fast. Okay, so to find the y-intercept, I'm going to just do the y first because that's what I did first over here. To find the y-intercept, where do I go put a 0? In for the x. If y'all go do it for the y, I'm going to get pissed. You're trying to find the y. You can't get rid of the y if you're trying to find it. So this would be 5y equals 15. So what did you guys get for y? Okay, divide the 5. I heard divide. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. That's also what I got. So the y-intercept of B is 3. Now I'm going to rewrite it. 3x plus 5y equals 15. And for the x-intercept of B, where do I go put the 0? The y. Very good. So we're left with 3x equals 15. Divide by 3. What'd y'all get? Good. So do we feel like we can find x and y intercepts, and then y'all could compare them, right? Okay, let's try. The y-intercepts is A less than, greater than, or equal to B? Equal. 3 equals 3. You the only one paying attention. We're going to try again. Good job. Extra credit. The x-intercept of A, is it less than, greater than, or equal to the x-intercept of B? Less than. There we go. They were like, okay, we want extra credit too. Is everybody okay with finding and comparing intercepts? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Y'all are doing so good. We are almost done, okay? Almost done. Writing equations of lines. Let's review. What should the equation of a line look like? Some of y'all were mumbling. I heard y equals mx plus b, right? So, again, this is just review. What 2 things do we need to know to write the equation of a line? She is on it. She is on it. Everybody look, you need the b, which is the base, and you need to know the m, which is the slope. If you know the slope and the base, and remember the base is just the what? Good, I'm helping y'all review for your quiz tomorrow. The base is just the y-intercept. If you know your slope and your y-intercept, can't you write an equation? Yeah, y equals mx plus b. Plug it in for m, plug it in for b. Boom, there's the equation. That's the notes. Y'all ready for some examples? That's the notes for this part. We just got some examples to practice. I'm going to show you one of each type you might see. Y'all good? Oh my, you look so sleepy. You're making me tired. Wake up, girl. She might just be bored. I might just be boring her. You never know. All right, first example should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm going to abbreviate so y'all don't have to write a whole lot. Write the equation of the line with a slope equal to 1/2 and a y-intercept at 0, -3. Did you say what? You know how to do this. You saw all the words and started freaking out, which I need y'all to not do.
Okay, so basically, it's
Yes, good. So hang on. Everybody write it. I would recommend writing it so when you see something like this on your quiz or your test, then you'll have an example, okay? Write the equation of the line with a slope equal to 1/2 and a y-intercept at 0, -3. Teachers? Sometimes. All right. What 2 things do I need to know to write the equation? No, that's where you'll mess up. The slope and the y-intercept or the base. You can call it base, that's fine. It means y-intercept. Don't tell me x and y-intercept. That's not how you write an equation. You need the slope and the y-intercept, okay? So, did they give me the slope? Okay, what's the slope? So we know that's the m, right? Did they give me the base? What's the y-intercept? -3. Now listen, I always have kids get kind of tripped out when they give you an ordered pair. If the base is at -3, that means the x is 0 and the y is -3. Don't get stressed out by that. It's just -3. That's just telling you it's a y-intercept because they put 0 in for the x. Okay? So if I know my slope and I know my base, who can tell me what the equation of this line would be?
Y equals -3x plus.
Oh, be careful, backwards. You right there though. 1/2 x
Oh,
minus.
have x plus -3.
Good. Now listen, do you have to write plus negative? You can. That's not wrong. Plus -3 is the same thing as -3. As long as you make that 3 negative, I'm happy.
Oh, so just write the equation.
Just write the equation. We ain't doing nothing with it.
So why is she making it seem like so?
Girl, you hung up. I done told you you have an excellent teacher this semester. Don't get hung up. All right, anyways, children. Yes, ma'am. No. You asked about dividing. If you divide a positive by a negative, they're different, so you'll get a negative. But let me ask you a question. I'm going to pause my recording. You ready? Write the equation of the line. You don't have to write that. It's the same directions. This is why I need you to write. I hope we're all listening. Write the equation of the line whose slope equals -4. I am, baby. Whose slope is -4 and whose y-intercept is 0, 2. Nobody blurted out. You guys write the equation of that line. I'll give you about 30 seconds. That should be all you need. -x. -4x plus 2. Bada bing, bada boom. You just wrote the equation. Do we feel okay with those? That's not the only thing we doing, so we about to add on. Stop. I didn't lie to you. I said we were writing equations today. I told you there were lots of different examples I could give you. That was just the first one. All right, here's another one. I need y'all to draw this graph. We'll just do one graph. I don't think I need to do more than one. I hope. Y'all gonna upset me if y'all make me do more than one graph. Oh, this is not example 2. This is 4. Sorry. ADHD is real. How many examples, Amaya? I only got 2 more after this. Does that sound fair? I got you. You shouldn't need a whole lot of room. Stupid telemarketers. Oh, all right. That same one from New York calls me every day. Like, go away. How did you get this number? Oh, that was a good line for me. Okay, I'm going to retire now. I'm going to give y'all a second, draw your line.
It's not even being.
All right. Here's your graph. What 2 things do we have to know or find to write the equation of the line? The slope and the y-intercept. If y'all go messing with this 2 right here, that is not the y-intercept and it's also not the slope. But every year I have somebody try to do something with it. A y-intercept is where the graph touches what? The y-axis, which is which axis? The horizontal or the vertical? Good. The y-axis is the vertical one. So does everybody agree? Actually, I'm going to get y'all to tell me. What's the y-intercept? Where does this graph touch the y-axis? At 3. Good. Y'all see that? Okay. Does everybody agree the y-intercept is 3? All right. I'm going to write that down just so I don't forget when I write my equation later. Okay? Now, how do we find the slope? Huh? Rise over run? That's what you said, right? I hope. Lord Jesus, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and keep it real with y'all. There's 3 slope problems on that quiz tomorrow. A bunch of y'all didn't do your work Friday or Monday, and you still ain't asked me to reopen it so you can try. Some of y'all might want to do that. You might want to ask me later, not in front of everybody, so I don't roast you. All right. To find the slope, you pick 2 points. I gave you 2. Here they are. And you do the rise over the run. So since we need to rise, I told you always start with which point? The bottom. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. Don't make me sing it again. Started from the bottom. Now the whole math class here. Y'all here? Start from the bottom. How many do we go up? Up 3. So listen, my slope goes up 3 over. So I'm going to do it for y'all. Up 1, 2, 3. And then it goes over 2 which way? The left. So what kind of 2 is it, y'all? Negative. So do you guys agree the slope is going to be negative 3 over 2? So if we know the slope and if we know the y-intercept, can we write the equation? This is nothing new. I haven't done anything new. You're finding the slope and y-intercept, which you already know how to do, and we're just going to write the equation. So what would my equation be? Y equals what? Oh, well, good. I heard negative 3 over 2x plus the base, which was 3. So all you're doing is writing the equation. That's all the directions said. They don't want you to do anything with it. They just want you to write it. So if I give y'all a graph, do y'all feel like y'all could write the equation? I don't think I need to do another one of these. We've been doing lots of graphs. Okay. My people at home, are y'all okay?
Yes.
Okay, I got 2 more. Maybe y'all just do one. I might see if y'all can do the other one on your own on Delta Math, and then we'll go over it tomorrow. Y'all have done really good. I want to give y'all time to start in class. All right, let's do sorry, I know that was annoying. Y'all be all right though. Yeah, we're gonna save those. I'm gonna do this one. This will be our last one, and then I'll let y'all go do your work, okay? So we want to write the equation. Of the line with a slope equal to 5 and goes through the point. This one's the more challenging one today. 3, -6. Oh, yeah, girl. I'm doing this one with you. I'll pause it while everybody. All right, write the equation of the line with a slope equal to 5, and it'll go through the point 3, -6. What did I not give you that you have to know to write the equation? Base. So listen, remember that word problem we did? That was extra credit at the beginning of class. Curtis, you remember it? This is just like that, where I don't give you the base and you got to find it. What do we know the slope is? 5. Very good. So does everybody agree you could write y equals 5x? Good. This is just like that word problem. What do we not know? The base. Are you guys okay if I just put B here? Because we don't know the base. They didn't tell us the base. Hang on. You're jumping ahead of me. I'll get there, I promise. I know what you're going to ask. I figured you out. I'm good at reading you. All right, listen up. What did they give you? What do we know? Somebody besides Tay. The rest of y'all look like zombies. What else do we know? We don't know the base, but what else did they tell me? I know the y is what? Not the y. The y is not 3. Yes, they told you the y is -6. And they told you the x is 3. So does everybody agree? I can go put -6 in for the y? Yeah, okay. You act like you've seen this before. You seen this before? That would make me really happy if you had. Keep your 5 as the slope. And what can I put the 3 in for? X. So can we figure out what the base should be? Yes. By doing what? 5 times 3 and then solving for b, right? All right, online people, remember if you have a question to unmute. What's 5 times 3? 15 plus b equals -6. How do we get b by itself? Subtract what? Good job, Kiera. Subtract 15. Because the 15 was adding to the b, so we're going to subtract it. All right, Skyla, this is your question earlier, boo. -6 and -15 have the same sign, so I can add them together. What's 6 plus 15? 21. Curtis, don't do that. 21 is not that large of a number. What's the base? What kind of 21? -21. So listen, kiddos, didn't we just find the base? And don't we know the slope? So what's the equation? Y equals what? Y'all talk to me. 5x, and we figured out the base was -21. That's all you had to do. Curtis, get off that phone. That's a great question. Is everybody okay with the first way? I'm going to show you a second way you can do it. Okay, I see yeses. The second way, you could see something like this, but they could give it to you on a graph. Does that make sense? So I want to show y'all, you can just watch or you can write it. If you like this way, okay, then just watch. All right? And I'll leave it up here if you want to watch and then copy. The second way you can do it, it's actually going to be really hard because I chose a big number. That sucks, but that's okay. I'm just going to draw my graph like this. Second way you can do it, y'all. They told you it goes through the point 3, -6, right? How do I graph 3, -6? Not up. 3 is the x. How do I graph the point 3, -6? 3 and go where 6? Thank you, down 6. Y'all, it's negative. Oh my God. 3, -6. Right 3, down 6. All right, I'm gonna pretend y'all got that right. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y'all did good with that the other day. What happened? They're like, Miss Poole, we're tired. Now, what's the slope? What did I tell you the slope was? 5, which is over and understood. Yeah, what's the understood number? You need a rise over run. If you just have a 5, there ain't no run. What's it over? And understood what? I think Gwyneth said it. You're getting it right, but everybody else saying crazy stuff. And Gwyneth is getting it right. Good job, you two. If there's no number underneath, remember it's an understood 1. Remember yesterday I rhymed and said I should be a rapper and Curtis laughed? If there's no run, it's an understood 1. So you are going to go, since it's positive, up 5, right 1, right? All right, everybody watch. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 1. If you connected these, I ain't got no ruler, and y'all know I can't draw straight. Let's use this. This will be great. I'm still rhyming. Everybody look, if you connected these and you had better graph paper than I do, you'd be able to see where it crosses at the bottom. And guess what? It's going to cross at -21. So that's a second way you could do it. Does that make sense? A bunch of y'all are